everybody, I am here today to film a full coverage foundation routine for you. As to those wondering why I haven't done this sooner, and like when I was getting requests for it, you know, it's kind of hard to post a video on the internet looking like this. I have dealt with some acne in the past 4 months or so, and it's not anything to do with my skincare. I know some of you found me through the Michael Todd Bylight, and I went to a dermatologist, you know, like I'm getting stuff figured out, so I just got hit really hard with some acne at 27, so weird, but that's what I've been going through. So I have found a lot of tips and tricks to help cover all this up and make you look flawless. So I hope you enjoy this full coverage foundation routine, and give this video a thumbs up just because I have the balls to go on here like this. I hope you enjoy, and let's get started. I'm starting out with the L'Oreal Youthcode Texture Perfector Pore Vanisher. I don't know if you're supposed to do this, but I also smooth this under my eyes because I feel like it helps smooth this area out when I put makeup on top of it. My makeup sits so beautifully on this primer. I absolutely love it. For foundation, I will be mixing Revlon Colorstay and Ivory, which is too light for me, with L'Oreal True Match, which is pretty close to my natural color. And basically every time I apply my makeup, I've been using this Real Technique sponge. So a big key to covering acne marks is layers. You have to layer up your product. Thin layers will get the job done, I'm telling you. I like using this sponge because I like to pat in foundation when you're covering up this amount of pigmentation. I found that using a brush or like swiping or swirling on my face at all just kind of shears it out a little too much for me, so that's why I like applying it with this. I feel like the finish comes off more natural too, so it's a big plus. I do put foundation under my eyes, just a thin layer under my eyes, but I don't put it on my eyelids because I found it creases. So you can see it's been a number of layers, not really counting the layers, but you can get pretty decent coverage out of these two foundations. Now I'm going to go in with my concealer, which I use the Vichy Dermablend Corrective Foundation in 15 Opal. I use this as a concealer because it is that freaking awesome. And it's super thin in texture, so it's almost like a liquidy texture, but the pigmentation and the coverage, I mean, is just top notch. Foundation lips are never a cute look. I don't care what anybody says. They're not. That is the cream base done. As you can see, that took care of quite a bit of the pigmentation, so not too shabby. I'm going to contour my face using this Maybelline Fit Me foundation. I got it in the color Toffee Caramel, and I really like this foundation. It's like the next to the darkest color. But surprisingly, it does not have much orange or warmth to it. So it's a pretty cool tone brown, which is great for people with fair skin. So I love what I do with this is I just swipe some on the edge of my sponge and just pat it right into my cheekbones. The other thing I like about using this is when I contour with cream products over my concealer, since I do have a lot of scarring in those areas, it can sometimes take away from the coverage. So when I use this, it gives me coverage too, and you know, I need that. So just make sure you blend out the edges and don't have any like harsh lines where you can see where it begins. If you do have a taller forehead like myself, it helps if you contour the top of your hairline. It does a good job of like shaping your face. I don't like to contour my nose as much with powder. I feel like a cream product can really blend out and look a lot more natural, and when you turn to the side, there's not like a brown line there, you know. Taking the rest down my neck just to bring a tiny bit of warmth. And as you can see, it did kind of mess up some of the concealer, so sometimes I'll go back in with my Vichy Dermablend just to make sure everything is a-okay. Now for the under eyes, since I did pat some of that Vichy Dermablend foundation under it, I don't need a whole lot of coverage, so I'm just going to go in with my MAC Prep and Prime in Radiant Rose, just to kind of brighten up that area. I'm going to take my sponge once again, the pointy side. It's great for getting under the eyes. Make the universal under eye concealer face. Daddy's home. If you're wanting your makeup to last extra long, use a setting spray. This is the Urban Decay De-Slick. It is for oil control. Even though I'm not oily at the moment, I still find it really helps my foundation stay in place and it doesn't dry me out, so that's a plus. Spritz that all over your foundation before you powder. Now I'm going in with my Dermablend Intense Powder Camo and Ivory and a Real Techniques brush, the buffing brush. I love using this brush for this powder, which is like kind of like a powder foundation. I love wearing it on its own, but I love the extra coverage it gives me. So that if there's any spots that doesn't look like I covered enough, then I go in with this. Just a light layer is all you need. You can kind of build it up where you need it. To set everything else, I'll be using the Lorac Perfection Baked Perfecting Powder. I like this one because it is a little lighter. The Dermablend Ivory powder has kind of a little bit of yellow in it. Now to deepen the contour a little bit, I'll be using my Body Shop Matte Bronzer in 02, which is Fair Matte. It's just a really nice light toned bronzer. As you can see, it's not too dark. Anybody who has super light hair, you feel me on this one. A lot of times my foundation and powder will kind of stick to my baby hairs around my face. So I like taking some of my Sephora Daily Makeup Brush Cleaner and spraying it on a paper towel. And then I will just go around the edges of my baby hairs and just kind of like clean the foundation off. If you have dark hair, I'm jealous of you because you do not have to do this step ever. And I've just been touching my hair and I mean, look at that. So yeah, it is a much needed step. Okay, so this is the face done. This is the final product. I really like this routine right now. My face isn't completely smooth, especially this little guy right up here that just popped up yesterday, so that was a lovely surprise, but I didn't want anything to stop me from doing this video. My videos had been kind of sporadic throughout January and February, and acne is why. So if you liked this video, I'd love it if you give it a thumbs up. It took a lot of courage to do this for me, but I did it for you. So I will be filming an eye tutorial next, which I will also post. So you'll see that coming your way soon. So have a great day, and thank you so much for watching. Bye.